Swadika, very good evening and welcome to Thai PBS World Tonight. I'm Nan Bunag.
And I'm Hatay Tiranan.
We'll begin tonight with the latest figures from the CCSA, and today Thailand recorded up to 47 new COVID-19 deaths, and this is considered the highest daily death count since the pandemic began in the country. And compared to yesterday, we saw 41 deaths, which we thought it was going to be the highest, but today we found 47 new fatalities. Apart from the new deaths today, 3,323 new COVID-19 cases have also been recorded, and that raises the total cases in the latest outbreak to 112,354. While 2,063 have recovered from the disease and 46,000 are still receiving treatment in hospitals. And if we look at Bangkok alone, the capital itself found 894 new COVID-19 cases as well as 26 deaths. And this raises its total in the latest outbreak to already 37,436 as well as 391 total deaths. The capital has up to 37 COVID-19 clusters, which has been put on high alert, with the newest cluster being announced today. So it's from a garment factory in Thong Kro district. However, no further details have been revealed yet. The CCSA spokesperson, Dr. Tawisin Wissanuyotin, also announced that a new cluster of COVID-19 infections was detected at a seafood and meat processing factory in Samut Prakan province, where 116 Thai and migrant workers are employed, adding that health officials have already been sent to bring the spread of the disease under control. Dr. Tawisin also noted that Bangkok and nearby provinces are still seeing more COVID-19 infections, while other provinces are seeing a decline. Most of the new clusters came from factories, construction workers, dense communities, including border crossings.
And as you can see that the virus still not showing any sign of slowing, especially in Bangkok and its vicinities, and vaccination has to also play catch up. But there's some good news now where registration for mass COVID-19 inoculation of people living in Bangkok aged 18 to 59 and not in high-risk groups opens through three main channels: convenience stores, the www.thairuamjai.com website, and Baotang application. Many people have reportedly been registering for vaccination online today, with some expressing some confusion initially. But according to the Thai Ruamjai Facebook page, people registering for vaccination via the website need to wait for a confirmation text message before they can select the date, time, and venue for vaccination. More than 3,311 stores in Bangkok started receiving vaccination applications from members of the public from noon today as part of the joint effort by the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration and the Thai Chamber of Commerce to improve access to the vaccines. Mr. Wichai Zanzariakun, Managing Director of CPL, said that all stores have been instructed to enforce basic safety measures strictly, including the requirement that all customers must wear a face mask, have the temperatures checked, and maintain social distancing. Applications can be submitted from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. at 7-Eleven stores in Bangkok until further notice. Applicants must bring their smartphones with them, show their ID cards, and inform the store staff of their wish to apply for vaccination via the Thai Ruamjai website. The staff will help with the application process. The applicants will also later receive text messages confirming their applications and vaccination appointments. Additional inquiries can be made through the 1516 hotline every day from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. Other convenience stores such as Family Mart and Mini Bixi also offer a similar application service. The BMA also issued a warning to applicants today to be aware of fake websites offering vaccine application services and to report any if you find any to the BMA. Meanwhile, Deputy Public Health Minister Sathit Pittutesha has called on the Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration, or CCSA, to clarify its decision to reduce vaccination applications via the More Prom app, saying that the decision has caused widespread public confusion. CCSA spokesman Dr. Tawisin Visnuyothin said yesterday that the CCSA has not ordered a stop on the use of the Moprom app, but merely asked that fewer people use that channel, adding that more channels are being opened for applications.
And recently, the Public Health Minister Anutin Chan Virakul confirmed yesterday that mass COVID-19 inoculations scheduled to begin on June 7th remain on course, with Bamrano Infectious Diseases Institute in Nonthaburi province designated as one of the main vaccination sites. Anutin's confirmation is intended to reassure the public that they will receive their vaccine jabs after the institute announced the postponement of inoculations to July, claiming that it had not yet received the vaccines. The institute subsequently issued a retraction of their statement through Facebook, saying that the vaccinations will go ahead as scheduled and urged the people to show up as appointed. The vaccinations in June and July are meant for people aged 60 years old or over and those with 7 chronic diseases, for example, obesity, cancer, stroke, and diabetes. The minister said that vaccination is voluntary, and he assured that both the AstraZeneca and Sinovac vaccines meet required standards and have been approved by the Thai Food and Drug Administration. He also added that the ministry is in the process of procuring more and alternative vaccines, such as those from Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson. And most of the frontline health officials and those who are at high risk have already been inoculated.
And as of now, with more and more demand for vaccination, the all the vaccines that have been procured and to be procured actually have to go through the government pharmaceutical organization. But Thailand's Chulabhorn Royal Academy is going to procure alternative makes of COVID-19 vaccines to supplement those being acquired by the government without going through the GPO itself. The acquisition plan appears in an announcement dated May 18th and just published in the Royal Gazette. In his Facebook post, the Academy's Secretary General Dr. Niti Mahanon explained that the procurement plan is in line with the Academy's mission, as stipulated in the law for the founding of the Academy and in compliance with the opinion of the Council of the Chulabhorn Royal Academy that the organization must supplement the government's work and that of the Ministry of Public Health in matters related to research, know-how, and communications with other countries. He also said, however, that the Academy will gradually reduce the procurement of alternative vaccines once there is a sufficient amount being locally produced, adding that the Academy is supportive of local products with its regard for public safety and health as priority. Siam Bioscience, a Thai pharmaceutical firm founded by the late king, is already in the process of producing the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine for local use and for export to countries in the region, with technological support from UK-based AstraZeneca and Oxford University. Dr. Niti said that the Academy has been working in close coordination with the Ministry of Public Health on several health related matters for a long time. And a formal joint press conference about the Academy's procurement of other vaccines is to be held on Friday by the Academy, the Public Health Ministry, and Thailand's FDA or Food and Drug Administration. Other vaccine brands, including China's Sinopharm, Russia's Sputnik V, and India's Covaxin, are going through the approval process by the Thai FDA for local use. Now, the FDA has already approved the use of AstraZeneca, Chinese-made Sinovac, Johnson & Johnson, and Moderna vaccines.
And we're still on the issue of COVID-19, especially in a couple of weeks, the schools will reopen on June 14th. But because the situation has not improved, many of the parents are really worried if the reopening would put them at risk of getting infected with the virus. And a poll conducted by Thailand's health department has revealed that many parents are really concerned about the COVID-19 pandemic ahead of the scheduled school reopening on June 14th. So, according to the Health Department Director General, Dr. Suwanchai Watanayincharanchai, up to 95.6% of respondents, and all of them are parents, are concerned about the pandemic in general. And about 41.3% of them are concerned that their children might contract the disease from their classmates, teachers, or other school staff. Parents also said that schools must ensure the health of students and teachers, adjust the environment in the school grounds appropriately to prevent the spread of the virus, and that the school meets public health standards. And like we previously reported, the CCSA has announced that schools can reopen on June 14th, which has already been postponed from the initial date, which was June the 1st. And although the schools can reopen in mid-June, however, schools in Bangkok, Nonthaburi, Samut Prakan, and Pathum Thani will remain closed to physical classes and are asked to integrate the quote-unquote on-air, on-demand, online, and on-hand approach when they resume classes instead. Dr. Sawanchai further explained that schools which need to reopen before June 14th must follow the guidelines set by the CCSA by completing the Thai Stop COVID Plus evaluation. And after that, they must ask the Provincial Communicable Disease Committee for approval to resume on site classes and strictly follow the guidelines issued by the Public Health Ministry. The Director General of the Health Department also reminded students and teachers to comply strictly with hygienic measures, including wearing face masks, maintaining social distancing, refraining from traveling to high risk areas, and frequently disinfecting doorknobs, railings, and other frequently touched locations.
And obviously, with still more COVID-19 cases, but we still also having more vaccines being delivered. So life has to go on, of course. And we are ending the program on a lighter note. It's not just the people that needs to wind down, but animals can actually still feel stressed out, and there's a way for them to relieve such stress. Music can help, including in animals. Kaukyosu in Thailand's Chonburi province has invited volunteer musicians to play to brighten the mood of their animals. The director of the zoo, Tewin Ratanawongsavat, revealed that the COVID-19 outbreak has resulted in a massive drop in visitor numbers to only about 100 people a day, compared to 10,000 visitors a day before the pandemic. The falling numbers has apparently made the animals so depressed. So the zoo's director decided to invite young volunteer musicians to play with the animals at weekends. He says that the music helped to brighten the animals' mood and has improved their appetites. Kaukyo is the first zoo to use music to relieve stress among its animals. Now, the Zoological Park Organization of Thailand has advised other zoos to try the same thing, with Khon Kaen Zoo being the next one. Currently, the more than 2,000 animals in Kaukyo Zoo are still in good condition, although there are few visitors. The zookeepers are taking good care of them, providing them with food, medication, health checks, and overall animal welfare.
Even people like us do need to
Mhm.
relieve our stress with music or other things, but animals do need to relieve that stress as well. And we have to admit that this is definitely a
Mhm.
good idea to invite these young musicians to play piano or other instruments so that the animals can feel more delightful during the COVID-19 times.
Mm, definitely. And it's also something for the young musicians to do to practice outside.
Exactly. And that's all the news we have for you on this edition of Thai PBS World Tonight. You can catch all the latest news through our website, thaipbsworld.com, and you can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Swadika.
Thank you. Have a good night. Swadika.